follow these scriptures, now the reaper's all on my back. Now it's suspect with these preachers, wonder why they teach what they teaching. You claim that you have truth, but ain't practicing what you preaching. Come around calling me bro, when I needed you, you went ghost. Don't try to get too close, or you just might get exposed. That world mission society had me locked down in my soul, and I'm not.
Hey everybody, my name is Edgar. I'd like to welcome all of you back to another episode of Diffusing the WMSCOG. And today we got a good friend of mine who I'm going to allow to introduce herself.
My name is Yolanda. I was in the church for 10 years and I came from Denver, Colorado, and I was in Whitridge.
Yolanda, let's just go ahead and start from the beginning. How did you end up in the WMSCOG?
Well, I had a friend, which is like my best friend. So there was one time she invited me to a Bible study and I said, nah, I'm good. And then she was like, and I hit her up back like maybe a month ago. I was like, hey, I'm interested in that Bible study. So I went and then she took me to Northland, Zion. And then that's where they study with me the seal God. But I was like a little bit like believe it, not believe it. But I feel like I was pressured to get baptized that same
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, for sure. And especially 2015 in the Midwest, that's the year of Jubilee. They're
Well,
hitting you with everything in the kitchen sink to get you baptized. Am I right? Did you
yes,
felt that Let me ask you this. Who was it that actually like who was leading North Glen at that time?
it was Deacon Adam.
Deacon Adam.
Yeah, he was my
Okay.
leader.
That's wild. I mean, I know Deacon Adam. I know him very well. I've actually reached out to him on I remember what app because it was a few years
It
ago.
was probably in Signal.
Yeah,
That's what
probably
they
on
use now.
Signal or GroupMe, whatever they were using. But yeah, he never hit me back, man. I mean, I hit up a lot of the leaders in Colorado to talk to them, see how they're doing, and obviously try to help them get out. You know what I mean? But a lot of them are lost in the sauce, so I get it. But anyway, so yeah, so you get baptized in North Glen.
And it
And,
was on a Tuesday, so it was on a service day.
so
So
everybody
out
was
of
there.
nowhere, they just take me to the service. Everybody was wearing a veil, and I was like, "Am I in a Catholic church?" I don't know, cause like, I was just so confused. I didn't know anything. They really got me because I never opened the Bible,
Yeah,
so I believe it. Like,
yeah.
so
And
yeah.
And let me ask you this: like before you got baptized in the WMS, did you go to church before, or what was that
mm,
like?
I wasn't. Well, I grew up in a family like they're Christians. They
Okay,
believe in Jesus. But I was like not really into like religious, like into church.
yeah,
So I don't know that I was just excited because they were opening the Bible a lot. That's why. That's probably they
right.
got me, to be honest.
And it made sense, right? Like the way that they show you things, like when you don't know anything about the Bible, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Look, this connects to this, and this connects to this." You're like shocked. You're like, "Man, this has to be the truth." Like, who else teaches like that? When in reality, after you're gone for a while, and you actually, if you decide to look into cults, you realize that all cults do the same thing. Jehovah's Witness do that. You know what I mean? They can shock you with the passages in the Bible, like Mormons and Hebrew Israelites. And, it's just the way that they
Yeah.
prepare. You know what I'm saying? Um, okay, so anyway, you get baptized. How do you feel after like you get baptized?
Okay, so after I got baptized, I feel weird. So
Yeah,
I feel a little bit weird after getting baptized because I was like, damn, like I can't do anything anymore.
yeah,
After they did, like I have to come to church now. So I ever since then I started like going to Bible studies every day.
yeah. And so yeah, so immediately the pressure's right there. To that you got to give your whole life to this organization.
Yeah.
My question to you is, when you did get baptized, right? And you say you studied the seal of God. Did you understand about like Ansan Hong and Zangyo Ja right away? Like,
Wait, and I don't think they mentioned they only mentioned second coming Christ, but they didn't mention mother.
that's very important because you got baptized into an organization that you didn't even fully understand who were the people that these people make you follow or believe in. You know what I mean? Like you didn't know about God the Mother, and you said you mentioned Second Coming Christ, but did they just
There's
say like Second Coming Christ, but they didn't explain about An San Hong,
no, they only explained about his new name.
but they didn't say his name.
No, they didn't say his name.
Yeah, until you're getting baptized, and they're like, in the name of An San Hong, and you're like, what? What is
No,
that?
because yeah, you praying, right? Like you have your closed eyes, and when they say that name, I just open my eyes. I'm like, what am I doing, bro?
Yeah, dude, I don't know how many times I've seen like people getting baptized, and as soon as they hear the name An San Hong, they just look like it's like they're good until they see that, and then they just kind of like look like, yo, where am I at? But again, that's so weird because that just shows you if this was a like a regular normal church, they're gonna tell you everything up front because they have nothing to hide. And if you choose to no longer go there because you understand all the information and it's not for you, then they don't pressure you. You can just go. That's why when they get baptized, the person understands why they're getting baptized. They won't get freaked out if they hear a noise or hear something because they know the purpose of why they're getting baptized. This place, you're on edge. You're like scared. You're nervous. You don't know what's going on. You hear a little noise, or you know what I mean. You hear the name on home. You start tripping out because you're like, this is weird. The whole lead up into getting baptized. In Christianity, you get baptized not to get saved. You get baptized because you're saved. And World Mission Society is different. World Mission Society is like, no, you got to do this if you want to keep the Passover, which is the seal of God. And I'm assuming because you studied the seal of God,
Yeah,
they were
and then
telling you like, hey, unless you do
yeah,
this, you're going to hell.
yeah. So I was like getting like thoughts about it, like should I not? But they showed me that verse about do not boast about tomorrow, and that's what it got me. Like, oh, you know what? Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I feel like I was being pressured to get baptized.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, okay, so you get baptized. What happens next? Like the
I
next
kept
few
service
days?
the same
Yeah,
night.
kept service.
Yeah,
They
and
were
then
love bombing you.
yes,
Yeah,
they were
okay.
like, cause they had like dinner, before service.
Yeah,
They were like, come eat dinner, sister." Okay. I'm like, and then I just started liking the church, I guess. But like after I got baptized, every day I started studying with them
yeah.
by myself. I didn't even have to have my friends who come with me.
Yeah. Yeah, because you really believe it and you find it interesting, you know what I mean? Like when like you were saying, like their Bible studies, when somebody doesn't know the Bible and they're connecting it the way that they do, it's easy to be like, dang, this is crazy. This has to be the truth, you know? So
Yeah,
like so you're going every day, right? And you're you're
every
you're
day.
you're studying. Are you preaching as well?
Well, they didn't let me preach it. I was like preaching to my family, but they think I was crazy.
Yeah.
Especially because my auntie, she's a pastor.
Oh
She
wow.
didn't believe me. Yeah, they were like literally making fun of me.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now looking back at it, I mean, you're kind of like, yeah, you guys weren't wrong. It's kind of like my family. Like, I remember I would go tell my brother, my sisters, they're like, dude, you're tripping, bro. And I'm like, no, you know how you are when you're in the church. And then, like, now that I'm out, and they're just like, we told you, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, it's wild because unless you were in our shoes, it's hard to explain. You really believe it's like a
Mhm.
trance almost like that they put on you. Like when you really believe this stuff, there's nothing that someone can really like say or do to make you snap out of it. Like it's very rare anyway. But I also
Yeah.
think that that's very dangerous because, if somebody's not paying attention to those red flags and you're just giving an organization all of your trust, then they could be taking advantage of your line like the WMSCOG did to us, and members just don't know any better, so they just stay there and keep going, and it's just crazy to me. So you're going and you're studying. When can you say that you really like did you ever like become like a gospel worker or anything like that?
I, yeah.
Okay.
I was doing I was going in into preaching
Yeah.
like after like 3 months.
Okay.
But
And
like
then
I will start doing like studying my sermon books. But I never get to like the 70 subjects, only
yeah.
to the four book.
The fourth book. Okay.
Yeah.
That's still pretty far. So because yeah, each book has like 10 subjects. So you got to the fourth book, that's 40 subjects under your belt right there. So you were that you know in the church, you know what I mean? You could be considered a gospel worker even with just one sermon book, you know what I mean? So
But I feel
I
like they wouldn't let me preach because of my tattoos, like
yeah.
they're like I don't know, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I already know there could be, but you know, it's crazy is because the image, you know what I mean? They care too much about outward. It's funny because they will preach, they will in their sermons, they will say they will use a verse like where they say, "Oh, God looks at the heart," right?
not at the body, not the
Yeah, but that's all they literally look at. That's all they care about. They care about, you know what I mean? Like, oh, if you, the way you style your hair, the way you dress, if you have tattoos or not, you know what I mean? Like all these insignificant things, you know what I mean? And it's like, bro, I thought you just said to me that God cares about the inside. So if somebody has all that good stuff on the outside, the way that you want them to look with the comb over, or sisters with the short hair, no tattoos, like oh, talks like you, eats like you, walks like you, sleeps like all of that. Like, but what if they're a piece of crap on the inside? Oh, it don't matter because as long as they look the part, that's what matters. And I don't think that. I think that's 100% contradicting, you know, what the Bible says in
yeah.
the first place, you know. But again, we already know this is how cults operate. So anyway, so like you said, you got to the fourth book, and they might have not let you like preach, you know,
Preach it to like a new member.
a new member, but
Yeah.
did you go preaching like, you
Oh
know,
yeah. I
okay,
went to shrimp preaching to like out of state.
out of state, okay,
Yeah.
where
I
did you
was
go?
in Rapid City.
Rapid City,
Yeah.
okay,
But like I started like bringing all my friends. I started bringing a lot of fruit.
yeah.
Yeah, but like I never actually like studied with them.
But even then, you're bringing a lot of fruits, right? And so in the
Oh
church,
yeah.
that looks good in the church because that shows that you're a good fruit, that you really believe this stuff. You're bringing fruits, you're bringing members, converts into the church. You know what I mean? So you said a lot of these were your friends.
Friends or like strangers.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. So you were putting the work in.
oh
You were
yeah, I
putting.
was like bringing a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. And this was you said this was 2015 Jubilee, right?
2015. Yep, I was super new.
Okay. And
Like
did you get to hear like about Jubilee?
I did, but I really didn't understand it.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So
And it makes sense because like you said, you came in 2015
in October, it was like at the end of the
at the end of
year.
it. Yeah, yeah. And so this is what the WMSCOG is very good at doing. It's like when that prophecy, when the end of the world that they predicted doesn't happen, even if it's on that same year, they won't mention it anymore. They'll just go, you know, talk about other stuff or on to the next one. So it makes sense why you didn't really hear too much of it. You know what I mean? You probably heard a lot of Jubilee, but from the members, not from the sermon, right? Like
Mhm.
not from the leader, especially Deacon Adam. I mean I look, hey, like I said before, I keep it 100 on here. Like Deacon Adam wasn't the best preacher. I love him. He was cool with me. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
he pissed a lot of people off. A lot of people say he's very, you know, very arrogant, very materialistic. I know a lot of people here in Wichita that like really had like a beast with Deacon Adam because I could see how he was materialistic in a lot of ways and stuff like that. But I'm just speaking from my personal experience. Like, dude was always cool
I
with me.
see I see some dark sides of like his side,
Yeah.
especially how he talks to his wife.
Yeah, that I've heard that
Yeah.
too. Yeah, yeah, I've heard that too, and I've seen it. I've seen it. I mean, I was Deacon Adam came to Wichita like two different times, and it wasn't a secret in the church. but yeah, I always feel like Deacon Adam was always like trying to be like Missionary Michael. Him and Missionary Michael were best friends, but like
That
Deacon
was my
Adam,
leader too.
Missionary Michael. Yeah, Missionary Michael. I'll say this: me and him, like I was cool with him. I know he was. I know he was cool with me. I don't know. I bet he's the one talking mad trash on me now. Like he's. I don't know what kind of crazy stories he said, but those who are here from like the Midwest that know me, that were with me, and they know that Missionary Michael and me were really cool when he was here. Because he didn't talk to me like how he talked to everybody else. Me and Missionary Michael, there was a lot of respect between me and him, and he's the one that actually convinced me to move into the church with him, even when I didn't want to, because he was like, he was pretty much like making it sound like me and him are like equals, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and in a lot of ways, like he did treat me good, so I'm not gonna say that, but the reason why I have problems with Missionary Michael, a lot of it is because the way he treated other people, the way he treated his wife, and the way he treated a lot of the members. I don't respect that. And so even if you're
Or
cool with
Deacon
me,
Adam or
no, Missionary
oh,
Michael.
what's her name?
Deacon Adam also treated members like crap too, but I think Missionary Michael hit the way that he did it.
He got
I
favorites.
Yeah, he's got favorites. And another thing that really makes me upset about Missionary Michael is that he's smart in the like Daniel Park was. He knows how to manipulate the Bible in order to get away with a lot of the crap that he does to people. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
he could literally make people feel like crap, cry, and then use the Bible to justify his behavior and say, "Oh, well, are you getting emotional? 144,000 don't show emotion." Stuff like that. And in my head, I'm like, bro, like he never said that to me. But I'm like, this is why I've always called him out. Cause like now he knows that's why he won't never come on here. Cause he already knows I'm gonna air him out. I'm gonna air him out. Everything he says is bull crap. But anyway, I don't want to get too much get too much into that because then I
No,
get
we'll
heated
get
just
into that
thinking
when he
about
was
all the
my yeah, we'll get into that when he was my leader too.
okay.
We'll really get into that.
So I guess you take me through your experience like in North Glen. How was that
Okay.
like? Like what do you
So
remember and stuff like that?
I really, really, really like the church, Northland. I like the members. I'm not gonna lie to you. Some of the members were nice. Some of them weren't. Um, yeah, I used to go like every day after work. I would go like at 7 p.m. and I just started like how to say it, like just be with the sisters, studying, preaching, and I will go home like at 1 in the morning or like midnight.
That's rough schedule.
But I never in my life see red flags in the beginning. Like I had never see red flags
Yeah.
from my experience, because I never was treated bad when I was in Northland.
Okay. And how long were you in North Glen for?
So in Northland, I was there for 2019.
Till 2019.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
And
then oh yeah, go ahead.
no, no. So I mean, you can elaborate on that if you want. Like,
Yeah, because there's like period times that I was like in and out, in and out.
maybe we can
So
get into that. Like,
yeah,
when did you first take like a break from the church and why?
probably like 2016.
2016.
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I was getting bored. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah, like I told you, I like being in the world,
Yeah.
And then I feel like I was being hypocrite, like going to the church and then go out partying, going back. So I decided like just to stop going to service. And then I was in the world for like an hour, I mean a year, and then I came back in 2017
Okay.
again.
And one thing that I want to mention, because obviously we know that mostly ex-members watch this, but or current members, but like for the people that might not have been in the church or know anything about the church, the WMSCOG calls being in the world being away from the World Mission Society. So it sounds bad if you're saying, "Oh, like I'm in the world, this and that," but that's because the way that they taught us is anything outside of the World Mission Society
It's
is
evil.
is evil. It's of the world. When you know what I mean, like a lot of people are just living their lives, but the church will say, "Oh, they're living." part of they're being worldly. They're, you know what I mean? Because it's basically a way to scare members into being
Hmm.
like, oh, I don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, I want to have the heavenly mindset. The problem with that is they don't have a heavenly mindset. They have a legalistic mindset that I have to do this and this and this and this. If not, I can't go to heaven, and so that's not even a good mind in in the first place. But anyway, so you're living life, you're doing what you got to do, and you decide to come back in 2017, right?
Yeah, because you know how they tell you like the world you only gonna be depressed, you're gonna start falling away, and then that's how
Yeah,
I feel after like 20 and 17. I was like feeling like so down, depressed. So I was like, I'm gonna just go back again to church.
yeah,
But there was only one reason why I wanted to go back, like to change for who I like, what I like.
yeah.
And yeah, I just started going again 2017, start preaching again, start my books all over. And they
Okay.
were still treating me okay
Yeah.
in 2017.
In 2017. And this is
Yeah.
North Glen.
Northland still, yeah.
Okay. And then what happens?
And then it's because I think 2017, we always have like different leaders.
Yeah.
So I was with Deacon Murray.
Deacon Murray. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was in Northland.
Deacon Murray and Sister Domini.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know them too. I got nothing but love for Murray
They're
and
really,
Dominic.
I'm not gonna lie, they're nice people.
Yeah, they shout out to Murray and Dominic. I know y'all probably hate me or whatever, but shout out to y'all. But anyway, go ahead,
Yes,
Yolis.
Sister Domino always like try to look out for me, like always tell me, sister, are you okay? Like, is anything like going on? Like, and I'll never say my business to anybody.
Yeah,
And then I was like, yeah, I'm okay, like so I just was in the church again. And then they were there for like at least 7 months. So guess who came as a leader?
Missionary Michael.
No, Deaconess Paloma's husband.
Oh, Deacon Jared.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
I'm
know them
sorry,
very
but
well.
that deacon sucks running the church. I am so sorry, but
uh,
so this is what happened. So I have a friend, right? She's my fruit.
yeah,
She was talking to a brother at the church, and Deacon Gerald knew like they were going like together, like leaving the church.
yeah.
And then I don't know where my friend goes and go talk to him like after a month. Can we get married? And he's just like, yeah, right away like that, like yeah, like
That's wild.
yeah.
So
So yeah, go ahead.
look, I was gonna say Deacon Jared, like, man, that's another. I feel bad in a way, like airing them out, but at the same time, like it's a cult, and it's important that they understand also, like, because in the cult, you know what I mean, they they might not tell you things how they really feel, but like, yeah, Deacon Jared has got moved around a lot, and I think Deacon Jared had the reputation of everyone knew that it was Paloma that really ran.
Oh
Wherever they
yeah.
went, she was the one running it. she was like
So
she was like the general, and he was like, he, even though he's the supposed to be the head, he wasn't like, she was.
it was his wife this whole time. Cause I'm gonna be honest. When she was a leader at Northland,
Yeah,
I was literally like pretty much worshiping her. Cause like all the sisters just wanted to be close to her,
yeah,
like all the time. Like cause oh my gosh, Deaconess Paloma is so like golly. Like you
yeah,
know what I mean. Like wow, like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cause
I
she
know her
used
very well.
we used to go preach to my sister's husband boyfriend. Me and Deaconess Paloma used to go like every Monday to my sister's ex boyfriend's house. And then yeah, that's how like I was like, no, all the sisters just praise her like she's God or something.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that happened a lot, and it's because I'll say this about her: she is very smart when it comes to not like a. If she was really smart, she wouldn't be in the church. You know what I mean? But she's smart enough to pick up on, like, prophecies, and I think that that's why the church uses her a lot, because she has like a she can retain information, and also she's very passionate when
Hmm.
she preaches. And so that's, if you combine those two things in the church, like they'll it'll go far, because that's what the cult wants, is they want people that can preach to bring people in, you know what I mean? But
But I hear
I'll
a lot of members don't like her
oh yeah, that's one thing
because
of
the way she is, and she's, I'm not gonna say the bad word, but like the B word, you know.
yeah, yeah.
That's what I hear from members.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Like just like we're airing out Jared stuff, and and I'll give Jared credit for this. Jared, when I was sending messages to like the leaders in Colorado to see which one of them would hit me back, you know what I mean? The one that hit me back was Deacon Jared, and he actually texted me. I was like, hey, like I forgot. I was like, hey, how hope you've been good, da 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 da. And then I was like, you know what, we should talk. And he was like, oh, he texted back. He was like, I remember you. He was like, but yeah, there's no reason to talk because we don't have the same opinion or whatever. I still believe. And I'm like, what does that have anything to do with us talking? Like, you know what I mean? If we're
Hmm.
cool, we should be able to talk. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people should be able to disagree, but that just shows you in the church, if someone disagrees with you, you can't be cool with them. You know what I mean? And like, even if you're trying to figure out who's lying, who's telling the truth, who has the facts on their side, they won't even give you the opportunity to hear him. You know what I mean? But I'll give him credit. At least he reached out to me. But Paloma, she definitely had that reputation everywhere she went. Like, she was not liked. Like, some people liked her, and the people that didn't like her, they did not like her. And that's because her attitude was very like strong. And she was like, it's like a dictator, you know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah,
her and Ceci were the same way. Those are the two that people always talked about. They even called him the emperor and stuff like that. But
and
what
then I
experiences do you have with
with
her?
Deaconess program. Well, 2027, see, she never done anything to me, but I don't know. It was just the way she was just too cocky, like too much. Like she was way too good for everybody.
Yeah.
But like I'll get into that like into this year, like how my experience with her this year.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
When I moved like Zion's,
Yeah.
when I was switched to Zion's to
Okay.
with
So take me. Okay, so we'll get into you re-encountering Paloma later, but like, so after your time in North Glen, kind of take me to the next part of the story.
well, the
What?
next part I was still there.
Okay.
2018, that's when Misha and Michael came.
2018.
Yeah, I think it was in Northland. Yeah, yes.
Oh, crazy. Because that,
Because
I think he left us in like 2017,
oh,
20.
maybe it was 2017 halfway of it.
Yeah.
Cause
Okay.
yeah, it was halfway. Cause I think Deaconess and them they got switched somewhere. I don't know where, but like they did.
Okay. And so what happens then?
So, oh wow, this is crazy. So the prophecies supposedly okay.
Yeah.
We will go to Denver, Zion, like A and Holly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't understand anything.
Yeah.
Like the educations or nothing
Yeah.
until like until like Mike and Mr. Michael explained it to us. We were
Yeah.
study 8 p.m. till like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, every day. Every day. Like every day. Like I wouldn't even go home until like 3 in the morning and wake up to work at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
And then
That
one day he was like, if you don't cry, in a like education, he was telling us. He was like, if you don't cry, if you don't share one tear about mother, that means that you don't believe. I'm like, bro, what?
he says
I
the
don't even
weirdest
cry from
things.
my own real parents. What do you
Yeah.
mean?
It's
So,
wild.
but
It's
he was
wild.
really close to the brothers were really close to him. It was brother. Oh my god, I forgot their name.
Now you're
But there
good.
was like four brothers that they were really close to him in Northland.
Yeah.
They even went to go eat together.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like he was the same way in Wichita and pretty much everywhere he's gone. Like he has that about him, like where he can, make you, like follow him because of the way he teaches the Bible, because it's very like radical teaching. But and he's like, oh yeah, we're friends, like, well, let's go hang out. But
Yeah.
a lot of what people don't see is the way he treats those people that he gets close with, you know what I mean? And like, I've seen it firsthand. I've seen this dude humiliate brothers, making fun of like their disabilities, making
Even
fun of.
sisters. He make fun of the sisters.
Yeah, dude is wild. That's what I'm saying. Like, that dude is wild. I hope now that he's older, because I seen a picture of him, and I'm like, man, dude look old. He look old. He's like, yeah,
You better get to the right God, because then you're gonna
yeah.
lead yourself to hell.
Clock is ticking. Clock is ticking. And Michael, I say this all the time, bro. I know you talking trash on me because I know the type of person that you are, bro, from my experiences with you. But I just want to say, bro, this platform is open for people like you. I've been calling you out for years. And you can come on here, you can share what you got. Matter of fact, I'll give you like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, however long you want, and uninterrupted. You can just say whatever you want, and then you just got to sit there and take it when I dish it out to you. So the offer's on the table. But anyway, Yolis, go ahead and continue. I'm sorry. Hey, look, I'm bringing my personal beefs into your story. My
It's
bad, my bad.
okay. It's because I came with where the real beef is at in Colorado,
Yeah, dude. Look at what's going on with Daniel Park now. It's like
bro.
East Coast versus West Coast, and
Yeah, I'm like in the real.
it's Tupac versus Biggie in the World Mission Society right now. All right, so okay, so missionary Michael gets there. You guys are studying a lot, and so what happens then?
So what happened? We will always have like like when you do like activities like brothers and sisters. He one time he threw like a movie like outside of Zion. We watched a movie, so it was like pretty much like gathered together. We will always go to the feast in Denver.
Yeah,
Yeah, and like, but to me, he never did anything. But a lot of sisters were saying like he was like too cocky and he was too mean.
yeah, yeah, and
But
that's true.
I never really had a problem with him. He never like told me anything, you know.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, this is what I learned about missionary Michael. This is what I was saying earlier. If you're close to him, if he considers you like a gospel worker, like, that's when he treats you like dog crap. To the members that don't know him that much, or that are just barely coming, or like doing, just enough to stay in the church, they have a different perspective of him, because he doesn't act like himself to those people. He doesn't act like an a-hole to everyone else. It's only
Yeah,
when you become a worker, that's when you really start to see how this dude actually is. I've seen this dude get into it with his wife, and like just the way that he acted,
where Deacon is Rebecca, huh?
nah, Melinda.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
he's had
he's been remarried.
multiple wives in the church, because his marriages never work out, because the way he treats people. That's just another fact. It's like, matter of fact, I did the interview with Ron, and Ron didn't mention too much about him, because Ron is such a respectable dude. Like, dude
Mhm.
is like cool as hell. And missionary Michael used to talk mad stuff on Ron, but he never said that him and missionary Michael were actually cool back in the day, and they used to go to clubs in Cali, and that's where they met their wives. He always missionary Michael always says, oh, Ron was partying and doing all this stuff, he was evil, he was this and that. He never mentioned I was with him, I was kicking it with him, we were bros. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows like this dude is so fake. Like, the way that he talks about people that like they people say so much about Ron, current members, and yet Ron still shows so much respect. And yet people like Michael, who were friends with him,
Yeah.
like they make up all this crap about him. That's why I know that he talks crap about me and like other people, because he's the type of person, he won't say it to your face. He's just a tough guy, you know what I mean, to his minions, you know what I mean, the people that's brainwashed. But anyway, look, I did it again. I'm going off on him. So anyway, so what was your experience like once he got there? You didn't get to know him maybe that much, but like what do you
Mhm.
remember during that time? What was the church atmosphere like?
So I think they make it like, like when, if you're like giving too much like tithing, the church is already independent. Like, how do you say that word?
Yeah, independent.
Yeah, independent. So it become independent when he was there. Because
Okay.
I guess everybody was like doing good, everybody was tithing. So it became independent and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then we couldn't like talk to other members from other churches,
Mm,
members from Denver. And then I I preached to my friend. Yeah, to my friend. She got baptized at midnight. And then after 3 months, she was talking to a brother in Denver, Zion.
okay.
So I guess they like committed sexual morality and they got caught. And then my friend was restricted for like 3 months because it was reported to Daniel Park.
Mm,
And then yeah, I didn't know she was talking to somebody.
yeah.
So Major and Michael told me to not talk to her, like to keep my distance from her. And then yeah, I couldn't even talk to my friend.
That's
Like that was
wild.
what's going on in that time.
Yeah.
But when
Okay.
I got baptized in the beginning, there was a sister named Leslie. I don't know if you know her.
I've heard that name before, and I bet if I saw a picture of her, I'd be
She's
like,
married to Deacon Daniel. His wife.
oh, yes, yes,
So
Deacon
let me tell
Daniel.
you
Okay,
something.
go ahead, go ahead.
So when I first got baptized, it was like 3 weeks, and Sister Leslie was going to Northland, but only keeping service, but not staying. And I was like, I told one of the leaders, I was like, why is she like go away, like doesn't stay? And she was like, oh no, sister, she's repenting, like we can't talk to her right now. And I didn't even understand what was going on, but I hear it was about because she slept with somebody's husband and was Deacon Daniel.
Yeah,
And I like, you guys keeping all these secrets, like what's going on, like.
yeah,
But I'm the bad one.
yeah, yeah. And it's like,
But I'm the bad one, and I
yeah,
was new.
yeah. It's wild. I'm happy you brought that up because I know that situation because I know Deacon Daniel very well. When I
Oh,
got baptized, he
let
was
me
the go ahead.
let me get you something. So you know Daniel Deacon Daniel's ex-wife?
Yeah, Marie.
Yeah, so that's my friend's branch. So
Okay.
both of them are connected to my friend. So
Yeah.
I'm like it's like a tree. Remember they say like the
Yeah.
brands. I'm like a tree towards them too.
Yeah.
With Leslie and that's it. That Deacon is.
Yeah, Marie.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah. And I know them because when I got baptized, they were the leaders of the church. He's the one that studied with me the night that I got baptized. Deacon Daniel was. So I know their son very well. This was like in 2010 when I met them. But dude was always like seemed cool and stuff like that. And then I found out, and that's when that's when you realize that like this place is like fake. Obviously, people make mistakes, but that's not the point. The point is that churches like this, they hide scandals like that.
Mm-hmm.
And an honest organization, they don't hide things like that. They put it out in the open, and there's repercussions. You know what I mean? The church gathers together and they make decisions about stuff like that as a church together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This place does something. If they like that, whoever did the messed up thing, they'll cover it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
hide it from people.
But I did what I did because I see all these things going on in the church, like
Yeah.
like how you gonna like sleep with other member, another member, we made it like remake other member with other member. Like
Yeah.
it was just getting wild. Like okay, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of that going on in the church. I remember a lot of that going down here in Wichita as well. All right, so like take me, I don't know where you want to go next with the story.
Uh, so 2019, right after
Okay.
COVID,
Yeah. Oh, COVID was in 2020, no?
20, and then at the end of the 2019 or 2020.
I think it might have been, I don't know. I don't know.
But
Maybe,
somewhere
or
about
yeah.
COVID time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's when we couldn't go to church.
Yeah.
So I was keeping a worship home, but I don't think I was doing it right because I was not reporting my attendance.
Yeah.
So I was doing a worship at home on COVID time, and then I take all Passover at some sister's house because you couldn't go to the church and do Passover. So I took Passover. I was doing good for like 2 months or 3 months keeping service. But there was one time I like I can't do this. I can't do this like service at my house anymore. So I went back to the war again after COVID.
Yeah.
So I was in the world for like 5 years. I was doing my thing in the world, like I still believe while I was on the world. Like I still believe like in mother and father.
Yeah.
And then what do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, you can tell me whatever you want to talk about at any time, whenever
Oh,
you're ready.
so I see 2021. I see a lot of members in downtown. I
Okay.
see deacon missioners in downtown. I was like, what is going on? Like I thought they were like the higher, like like because they're like they got the higher
Position.
titles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw, I think it's missionary Padilla or deacon Padilla.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I saw
Deacon
missionary
Padilla.
Padilla at the club.
Okay. Yeah, he left. Now
I was
he's following Daniel Park.
for real.
Yeah.
I saw him this year at Whitridge though,
Okay.
like for the second Passover.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, I see a lot of members at the club. Like like I try to hide. Like, oh, I don't want them to see me.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I just fall away for 5 years, and then I came back this year,
Okay.
the beginning of the year.
Beginning of the year. And
Yes.
what made you want to come back?
Okay. First, the only reason why I came back is to become better and to change what I like, because I like girls.
Yeah.
I like both. I like both genders. And then I was like, no, I can't do this because this is like a sin. Like I gotta change. I gotta go to heaven. I gotta change. Like I need to stop liking girls.
Yeah.
So I came back, and then Sister Jordan started like studying with me every day. So like I started changing. Like I started like okay again, like I don't remember the studies anymore. So I started like doing it again and again. But I feel like I was with Pastor Jorge at Whitridge.
Okay.
But I just got a feeling since the beginning he didn't like me, like because that way you dress too, like when you start going again.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he knew that like I like girls.
Yeah.
Because there was one time the Deaconess Paloma, she screenshot a picture of me kissing a girl on my social media. And then she showed it to Pastor. Because my friend was like, "Oh, Yolanda, say hi, Deaconess." I'm like, "No, no, she needs to change. Like, let's go talk to Pastor right now." Like, for 5 years that I haven't even been to the church, you guys want to like screenshot my stuff?
So you weren't in the church yet when
No, I wasn't even on the
that's so
church.
weird.
Like,
She's like she's camping out on your
you got a
social
screenshot a
media.
picture of me kissing a girl. Like, dude, are you obsessed with me? Like, do you want the picture or something?
That's wild to me. So
So,
you weren't even at the church and
yes,
she
for
was
five
going through
years.
your social media after 5 years to find a picture just to go snitch you out to this Jorge, Pastor Jorge. That's
Yeah.
wild to me. That's like that's weird behavior. You know what I mean?
No, that's like a creepy, weird, like weird.
Yeah.
So she showed it to pastor, and pastor was like, "No, it's okay. Let's like let her like change. Like on your own. Like I could change whatever."
Yeah.
So I feel like ever since then, he already knew that I like girls.
Yeah.
But like I was changing little by little. I was like going to the church. Like I went to an event like Bible studies. I was keeping servers, all three servers this year. And then there was one time when we went to Grand Junction, Zion. It was only like seven sisters. So that's just it. Okay, you want me to get to this topic
Yeah, it's up to you. When
or
it's
like
your story, you let. Yeah, yeah. I know we said because I know we were talking before this, like how you
yeah.
wanted to end your story, but there is no perfect time. Like I'm listening, so you go ahead and tell me what you want to talk about.
Okay. So this is I told you towards the end it was gonna get more like deeper.
Yeah,
And then okay, so we went to Grand Junction, right? Like to for a cleanup. We left like Friday night, and then we kept service over there in Grand Junction. And then there was a sister that we switched numbers. So we switched numbers, but like we didn't know like anything could happen.
yeah,
So we kept service. We did the cleanup on Sunday. Sunday night we came back to where Rich. So after that, like the sister texted me. So we just start texting every day. Like every day. Like so
yeah,
like and then we just start like hanging out to go eat together after church.
yeah.
But we would do it like like hiding like behind like nobody could see us.
Right, right.
So we would go eat every day after church. And then there was one time one sister told that sister, she was like, "You getting too close with Yolanda. Do you know she's like strongly by her sexual?" Like what? They told that sister.
Yeah,
So sister told that sister, because in her little group, when you have your little group,
yeah,
your literature group, that sister told that sister, well, I'm like, I don't know how I feel because I like Sister Yolanda.
yeah.
And then she goes and take her to pastor.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so it was okay.
I
So
could just imagine.
she goes and take her to pastor, and she was like, "Do you want to tell her something, sister?" To pastor, and then I don't know what happened because I wasn't there. There was only them, okay.
Yeah,
So she goes, and but she told me. So she goes and tell pastor, "I'm catching feelings for Yolanda, for me."
yeah,
And then pastor was like, "But you never liked girls before," and I was like, "I know, but I don't know what it is." And then I guess they said like just keep your distance to keep our distance. So here comes my group ship leader. Okay.
yeah,
Goes and talks to me and she's like, "Do you know Sister Anna likes girls?" And like, no, I didn't know. Cause truly, I didn't even know she liked girls.
yeah,
And she was like, "Well, she like you and she got feelings for you. I want you guys to stay away from each other." So we didn't listen. We did it again, like secretly again.
yeah,
Like we start texting again secretly. Like we start hanging out. She comes spend the night, and then there was like one time like we kissed, and because we went to Lookout Mountains,
yeah,
we kissed, and she just expressed her feelings. She was like, "I'm not supposed to tell you this. Like you weren't supposed to know this. Like that I like you." And I was like, "Well, I didn't know. Like your or group leader told me this about you that you like me."
yeah,
So we start like getting together. She will spend the night at my house. And then there's one thing like we committed sexual morality. And then we just start keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Like we were start hanging out. She will go like we went to Rapid City together, drove
yeah,
there. But there was time like whenever we go back to the church, she will start feeling like guilty. Like, like I can't do this. Like she'll start crying at church. Like she started like showing her emotions like I don't know what to tell you, you know, like every time you do this, like you're so happy with me outside the church. But
Yeah.
when we go back to church, you just start expressing your feelings, like you start crying, you start like saying like I'm hurting mother, like I'm hurting mother because I'm like doing this, committing sexual morality, like I'm hurting her. And she started writing mother on letters every day about
Well,
this. She even mentioned the sexual morality to mother. And
that's
then
game over because the leaders are the ones that are gonna read it.
yeah, so there was one time like we got caught again, second time. So there was a sister. We went to Target. We went to Target. We sister was crying in the car, and then the sister was like, "What's going on, sister?" And she's like, "I don't know. I can't tell you." And like, well, just tell me, because you know how the leaders like push you. Like,
Yeah.
if you don't tell me, you like, what did the Bible say? Like, you need to tell your leaders everything, like everything. So they were like pushing her like to say something, you know? And she was like, "Well, I like Yolanda." And then boom, that's when like again happened. Went to pastor again.
Yeah.
We went to pastor again, and they were like, "Do you guys did something?" And we lied. We said no, we didn't do anything. Like we didn't commit sexuality. We lie about it, you know,
Yeah.
because we were scared to get kicked out of the church.
Yeah.
Because we were like really scared.
Yeah.
So we went. We both went to pastor, and they were like, "This is your chance. You guys need to delete each other's number and stop texting each other." And then they moved her to another Zion. They just opened a Zion in Centennial, but it wasn't open yet. She was going to be moved there.
Yeah.
So after we it was on a Saturday, so it was on a Sabbath day. So after that, we got out. We went our ways. She was crying on Zion about it, and then the next day it was a feast, the leavened bread.
Yeah.
So the next day, honestly, that day on Saturday, I got my feelings hurt. So I left the last service and then I went to go drink because it was like hurting, you know?
Yeah.
Because I really like, I feel like me and the sister really like fought for each other.
Yeah.
So I went and drink and then I was like, I'm not, can't do this anymore. Like, I'm not, I don't want to go back, you know?
Yeah.
And then the sisters were blowing me up, like, no, you can't be, you have to come back. Like, it's unleavened bread. Like, don't lose your salvation over a sister. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, are you here for God or are you here for her? You know, they were telling me that. And then, you know what? That's what, like, okay, whatever. I'm there for God, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just, like, we, so we started again.
Okay.
So we start texting again. We start seeing each other again. Committed sexual morality again. So, but this is our last chance. This one got worse.
Yeah.
So the sisters, the leaders were like pushing us to me, like, tell me if you have something, like, tell me if you commit a church criminality, you know, like, tell me. And
Yeah.
I was like, no, I can't. Like, that's something I have to talk to God, not with you, you know.
Yeah.
Because I always say that like that's something I had to like tell God. Like, why would you want me to tell you? You're just a sinner like me.
Right.
But they were like keep pushing me. Like they were like, sister, if you don't tell me, how can I help you?
Yeah.
You know, like, well, if you're gonna help me, I know you're gonna report this to pastor,
Yeah.
and then obviously you cannot commit sexual immorality in the church, especially as it's with the sister, you know.
Well, you can commit sexual immorality. It just depends who you are. Because, like I said, a lot of these leaders have done that. It's just that they have favorites, and you know, what I mean, it's messed up. But yeah, I get what you're saying. It's just that
Yeah,
a lot of these
but like
leaders do.
especially because I'm a girl,
Yeah.
you can't. How they gonna look at you, a girl with the girl?
Yeah. For
You know,
sure.
like
Yeah, I know how the WMS thinks. Like it's yeah, they were not gonna have it.
yeah, especially because I'm a girl.
Yeah.
So I was getting tired, sister. Like every time we go back to church, you act different. You know, like you act like, oh my God, I need to like repent. You know, but I promise you, every time we were outside the church, she was always happy. But when we go back, always down, always crying. Like I couldn't do it anymore. So like there was one time like we got I was waiting for her outside of the parking lot, and I'm gonna be honest, she did make me go crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I was outside of the parking lot. I was waiting for her. I started chasing her. And then she went back and called her sister saying that I was chasing her. And then that was our last stray. That's when we got caught.
Yeah.
So the next day was a Saturday. We got caught. She called pastor called her to talk to her. So that's when she says everything. Like everything we did, like, you know?
Yeah.
So he goes and called me too. And he was like, if you're gonna cry, you better cry with repentance. That's what he told me. And I was like, I'm not crying because of this. I'm crying because like why is she saying like like why is she saying her business?
Yeah.
But because she feels so guilty. That's what she said. Because she want to repent. That's why she didn't want to keep hurting God for what we were doing.
Yeah.
So I go in, and guess who I go in with?
Oh.
Deaconess Paloma.
Oh,
Or
snaps. What happened?
yeah. So Deaconess Paloma goes with me with Pastor, and then Pastor asking me, "So, what you be doing, sister?" I'm like, "Well, did she tell you everything?" I told him, "Yeah." And I was like, he was like, what did he tell me? He was like, "Do you like commit something?" I was like, "Well, yeah, I commit sexual assault with her, not only one time, but so many times, you know?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "I knew it. I knew you guys were doing that." And then like, okay, then if you knew, why you didn't tell us anything in the beginning?
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, because I wanted like to get the truth by one of you guys." So like he was like, "Sisters, at this point, like you need to keep like service at home. I need to report this to the head office." But I don't think he reported this to the head office.
Yeah.
I really don't think he did. So he was like, I was like, "So you blame this all on me then?" And he's like, "Oh, sister, you pissing me off." No, I'm just saying like you before you sister stop smoking, stop drinking, and then you came. He literally told me that like I commit this to her.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I supposed to know? I didn't even know she was like that way.
Yeah.
You cannot read other people's feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then he was like, "Now you're gonna go and drink and cry." And I'm like, that's what he told me. Like, bro, okay, you're being so disrespectful, first of all.
Yeah.
You're not God. And why would I want to tell you how I feel about a sister?
Yeah.
Like he literally like disrespect me that night. He was like, "Now you're gonna go drink with your friends because you're getting kicked out of the church." I'm like, and like if I not doing it, what like that's none of your business.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Don't you see this brother? He just got baptized and he give us drinking. He's only like 21." And I'm like, okay, and then what? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why are you being so judgmental? Like, aren't you a pastor?
Yeah.
At least you could have told me, sister, like you could change, like please like take your time and all that. But no, he wants to be here and like judge me for who I am, for who I like,
Yeah.
you know?
I
So
I want to jump in there real quick because I feel like the church, you know what I mean? Like it just shows you that like these people, they're like they're trash of people, honestly, because one, you don't, I mean, whether you agree or disagree with the decisions that you make, we're all human and we all deserve respect. And if, like you said, if he's like a pastor, you know what I mean, which in reality they're not, because they're not even qualified to be you can't, to me, I've said it before in many videos, all these people that have titles in there, those titles don't mean nothing if you're worshiping a false god. They're imaginary titles, but like he thinks it's real. So
yeah,
because he thinks it's real, he should conduct himself in a more respectful way. He should talk to his members in a more respectful way, the way the Bible tells you that pastors should behave. right? And
Yeah.
so the way that he came at you, that's not how pastors should behave. And you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like what Jesus said, 2000 years ago, like whoever is free of sin, let him throw the first rock, right? So it's like I guarantee you that everyone in the church does things, you know what I mean? So like for it's a lot of judgment in there. And like one way or another, they're always gonna want you know they're always want to be the ones that have the last say, and like they're right and everyone else is wrong. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
And so yeah, I just wanted to say like, you know, I'm sorry that they treated you that way, because
Yeah,
that's not correct.
he literally say you lied to me and Quincy. I mean, elders. That's her wife now. Like you lie on her faces. Like I didn't lie nobody. The only thing that I lied was God. Like
Yeah,
I don't have to give you guys an explanation or like what I did.
yeah,
So that day I went like I got kicked out of the church. Well, I didn't get kicked out. Restricted
yeah,
or like a temporary restricted. How do you say like you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
go?
yeah. Restricted.
Yeah, so me and sister got like restricted. But so you know how Heavenly Parent was the next day?
Yeah,
They allowed her to go to Heavenly Parent, but they didn't tell me anything. See how
yeah,
like just because that sister was as a gospel worker and being there for like the years I wasn't even there, and I was a lost sheep.
yeah.
So I feel like they care more about her soul than my soul.
Right.
Because she went to heavenly prayer the next day and I didn't. They didn't tell me anything. And then I went to her house. I was like, how come you could go back if you commit the same sins that I did?
Yeah.
And she was like, well, talk to your leader. I'm like, well, my leader's Deaconess Paloma. You know how that is. You
Yeah.
think he's
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that Deaconess Paloma. I do not want to deal with her.
Yeah.
So she got restricted after that. So this is how I still continue. So they told us to not talk, right?
Yeah.
Again. After we got restricted, they told us if you guys talk, you guys can never come back to the church. So we did talk after the church still. We start hanging out.
Yeah.
We committed sexuality before Ascension Day. But you know what? I keep my secrets. I didn't snitch on her. And then yeah, we start talking again. So we committed sexual morality before Ascension Day again. And then we start keeping service for like 3 months. Like I think she went first before I went first. So she went back again after 3 months. She changed her number, we stopped talking, and then Pastor was like, if you're ready to come back, I could switch you like Zion's.
Yeah.
So he switched me to Greeley Zion. I'm like, dude, that's like literally 1 hour for me.
Yeah.
And then it's whatever. I went back, but like I was like scared, like keeping worship at home.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, like I lose my salvation. Like damn, what had I done?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I was more hurt because I couldn't be at the church.
Right.
I don't think I was like more like sad about like my salvation with mother. I don't know. It's just so weird because I never really felt that way. It
Yeah.
was more because I couldn't be at the church.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I started like keeping service, tithing, but I didn't tithe the right way because I know that's what gave me to the red flag is the money.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like cause sister was tithing more than I was, and I feel like they were more into like her soul, obviously, and then tithing.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, she went back, and then I went back, and then every time we go to Sweet Ribs, I will see her, but we have no eye contact. I couldn't talk to her. But if I wanted to, I could snitch, because we still talk after we got kicked out, like restricted.
Yeah.
But like she did tell me one time, like, you know what, like I like you so much, but I don't want to lose my salvation over you. That's what straight up she told me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad, but like like it's whatever. I can't do
Yeah,
anything about it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, again, like it's it's just crazy to me how this church acts, and then I mean, how they try to control everybody's lives, and how they really believe that they're like your mom or your dad, because they treat you
Yes.
like your kids, and they treat you like they know what's best for you, when in reality they don't even know what's best for themselves. And here's my thing. I stay out of the whole situation. I don't judge. My thing is this, like, how can I honestly, because the leaders will say, oh, well, we get to judge because father, mother, you know what I mean? We have the authority from father, mother to judge, right?
Hmm.
And earlier you had mentioned, you said, well, they look at it different because it's, I'm a girl, and with
Yeah.
another girl. But biblically, biblically, if we're using the Bible, all there's different kinds of sexual sins, but they all fall under the one category of sexual immorality, right? And so if they view it different, it's not different, because it's still in the same category biblically. The reason I bring that up is because they say they have the right to judge because their God is true God, and so they put them in charge, and so they got to take charge of the members and do what they got to do for father and mother. But wait a second, there's a problem there, because father and mother committed sexual immorality. So wait a second. So it's okay for them to do it. It's okay for the leaders to do it. But if a member does it, oh no, we hold them to it. It's nonsense. And again, I'm not saying that I'm for sin. Let's go rob a bank. Let's go do. I'm not saying. My point is very simple. How can an organization like the World Mission Society feel that they have any right to judge anybody without first looking at themselves in the mirror? If you want to talk about corruption, sexual immorality, stealing, lying, they are at the top. These people are the worst of the worst. How dare they have room to talk about anybody? You know what I mean? Like, they
Yeah.
are literally the Pharisees and the Sadducees in the Bible. They're the biggest hypocrites of them all. And so, and another thing that I wanted to mention is, like, as I'm hearing you tell your story, I can feel your pain, honestly.
Oh yeah, I was in so much pain, like, cause I was being judged, like, why? Cause what I like, like,
Yeah.
that's was the reason why I went back to change, like my
Yeah.
sexual.
And what I was gonna say is, like, you could see in your story, like, not only, like, even now, there's pain in your voice as you're telling this story, but I also hear you say things like what you just said, like, you were trying to do things that you thought were correct because you really believe this stuff. And
Yes.
it's like they don't look at that. It's like they don't appreciate those type of things. It's like they already had a favorite, you know what I mean, between you and her. And, like, it's, to me, that's messed up, because it shows, again, something that we also talk about on the videos, is there's favoritism in the church. And you see that in so many different situations. And yeah, it really sucks. It really makes me upset the way that they treated you, Yolanda, because the little that I've gotten to know you, I think you're a really cool person, and
And I am, and I told you, like, when I went back, right. Everybody just started looking at me all weird. Like, sisters can't even talk to me when I went back. They switched me groups to the adult groups, so I couldn't read with the young adults. So they switched me to the with the adults,
yeah,
and I'm like, this is weird now. Like, I gotta get out of here. Like, I can't do this anymore.
yeah,
So the only reason why I left is because there was one time that there was an event at the college in Fort Collins, and I was angrily, right. So there was a group chat like you could sign up to go, and it was on a Saturday. And one sister told brother, do you send her the link so I can sign up? And I was like, he never sent it to me, and that's when they want to act weird towards me. I'm not gonna do this, like
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna like I don't want to say the word kiss ass.
Yeah. No, you're good.
I'm not, like
Yeah.
this is no, I know who I am and this is not me.
Yeah.
So I left that Saturday. Ever since that, I didn't went back
Yeah.
because I think he knew what I did because Pastor obviously tied the leaders, right?
Oh, they're snitches. I mean, they're the biggest gossipers you'll ever meet. You know what I mean? Like all of them. You know what I mean? And so yeah, 100%. They told your business because they feel they're gonna say, well,
They told
that's
my business, but Pastor told me, "Oh, don't tell anybody. Like this is so embarrassed, like what you did. Like okay, like what if I want to? Oh, well now they're gonna hear it through here.
yeah,
Now that you wanted like nobody here, since you guys want to be on my business until this now, they're still on my business.
yeah. And you know what's funny is like you mentioned that they're like, oh, this is this huge scandal embarrassing thing, like, nah, bro, what An San Hong and Zhang Yojia did, that's 1,000 times more scandalous. Yolanda, last time I checked, you're not claiming to be God, right?
I'm
the,
not.
these people claim to be God, and look how they were living their life. And it's just wild to me because everything is so backwards. But yeah, so that was gonna be my last question, is kind of like how you left, but you kind of already explained that part, so I guess I'm gonna ask you a few more questions. I want to ask you, like, since leaving, how has life been going for you? How have you been feeling?
You know what? I feel great because you know what? Now that I knew, like, I'd rather be gay than worshiping a false god, to be honest. I really
Yeah,
don't care anymore. This is not real God.
yeah,
But I still believe in God. I still believe in Jesus.
yeah,
Just because they play me, like they fool me around, I don't care. Like, I don't care what I like. As long as I still believe in Jesus. That's what
yeah,
matters.
yeah,
Like I told you, I'd rather be in the world. I'd rather be gay than worshiping something that's going to lead me to hell.
yeah,
You, but
yeah,
like the only thing that I'm still like more like sad and like it's about the sister that she's still there
yeah,
because she doesn't know like what's going on. Like
yeah.
I wish she opened her eyes.
Yeah. And let me ask you this, like, when you say that, she doesn't know what's going on, you wish that she could open her eyes, you're referring to all the stuff you found out after leaving, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you this, like, what are some of the things that you've seen, or even like, just how do you feel about, like, if is there a lot of evidence that shows that they're not the true church?
Well, after I started like doing my research and then looking at videos, I just started like connecting everything. Because they will tell me, oh, don't look at. Because one time I tried to show her one video and she's like, no, I don't want to see it. So I feel like she's so deep into like the church.
Yeah.
So like, but me, like, I just started watching the videos after I left.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you know what? Why, like, this is not true. Like, this is, well, the videos, every member has the same story.
Yeah.
Like, they're all connected to the same story.
Yeah.
But like, I wasn't even gonna do an interview because like I feel like I was gonna be like I'm gonna just let it go. But after they start still stalking me on Facebook, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say something already. Like
Yeah.
and those members are still stalking me on Washington. Please stop stalking me before I post something that you guys not gonna like.
Yeah. Yeah, no, facts, because like even now that you're out of the church, the fact that they're still keeping tabs on you is weird. That's like psychotic behavior. And it's like, when you were there, they didn't make you feel welcome. They always show favoritism to others. And
Yes.
now that you're out, they're still keeping tabs on you. And it's just like, it's very weird. You know, it's just very weird in general. But
Like,
again,
dude, like I'm mad, like I'm not a member anymore. Like I'm not like I would never go back to that church.
yeah,
Like never. So like to these people that are still stalking me, like just move on with your life.
yeah,
Like just let
facts.
me leave. Like
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And it's just, it's crazy because, like you said, I remember even in the beginning, you're like, you didn't have problems in some of these churches. You even said some of these people were cool. And it really sucks because these people, how they end up turning against you, and the way the church makes them turn, turns
against
these people
me.
against you. And it really sucks because you grow these bonds with people, and but I'm sure Yolanda, that there's a lot of ex-members out there that, what I mean, we got our arms wide open. Yeah, I think you've already met some of them, and I think that the movement is growing more and more, and people are starting to see that there's a lot of people who are leaving for different reasons,
Oh yeah.
multiple different reasons, all over, all across the board. But I will say this: there's more love in the ex-member community than there ever was in the WMSCOG. And I really want to thank you for sharing your story, because really you're very brave to get vulnerable and share all this information. And the thing is that I think this is a very unique perspective, and I think it's going to be so helpful, because there's going to be, not everyone resonates with everybody's story. So like you said, you've heard a lot of stories, and a lot of them are the same, but some of them are different in different ways. Yours is definitely different, and I have hope that it's going to resonate with members out there. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people, there's a lot of injustices going on in the World Mission Society, and it needs to be talked about. The way that they treat their members, the behavior, the favoritism, all these things that go on in the church, it needs to be talked about. And so it takes people like you willing to talk about these important matters that really make a difference. So I'm
Yeah.
just very thankful for you
Can I
for.
say one thing to like if members are still like in the church, if you're actually like gay or like who you like, honestly don't change for this church that is not even true, like just be who you are, because I thought I was changing myself because of the church, but after what they did to me, I was like, no,
Yeah,
like just be who you are, that's it. If you
yeah,
like what you like, just go for it.
yeah. They were trying to make you change out of fear, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I
Because
could definitely see that, like, in the way that you were
yeah, because
talking.
they told me like mother hates gay people,
That's
mother hates
wow.
sexual morality, and then yeah, that's
Ag-
what they told me. She hates those things.
Coming from the most sexually immoral person I've ever heard of in my life is wild, that she's even has an opinion on that. She should just keep her mouth shut and just, just
Actually, they gave us a sorry. One more thing.
go ahead.
Actually, they gave us. Remember when I told you where she was like sending letters to mother?
Yeah, yeah,
There was one sermon that she preached to the whole thing on Saturday about
yeah,
sexual morality.
yeah,
Mother preached sexual morality to everybody. And I felt that was referring to me and her. I like, so you
yeah,
guys be knowing this whole time, but you guys didn't tell us anything until we say something.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
now
yeah.
I understand like all these sermons when we say something.
Yeah, yeah. They're like I said, they're snitching, you know what I mean? That's what goes on all the time. A lot of the letters that are written to her, they don't go to her. They go to your overseers. That they're the ones who read it, and it's just crazy, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, what goes on there. But again, I'm glad that you're out now, and it looks like you're in a better place, and you're fresh out, but it's a process, but you're going to see that with time things get a lot better. And any day outside of the WMSCOG is a good day. So again,
Yeah.
again, Yolanda, just thank you for doing this, and for anyone out there that might be on the fence, that might feel like they're not treated the right way, the way that you should be treated, because we're all human and we all deserve respect. um
Mhm.
and if you're going through things, if you have questions, whatever, please reach out. I think I've been cool with you, Yolanda. I think that when we talk, like, I've tried my best to talk to you and answer any questions that you might have. And so for people out there that's listening, this is what I love to do. Never feel like people are gonna get turned away. I try to talk to every single person that reaches out, and we're definitely a better community than the active members. You know what I mean? That'll
Yeah.
that'll turn their backs on you. And
Oh yeah,
so
they're gonna think I'm Satan now because I just
yeah.
say my story.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what they do. It's easy to say that it's easy to say those things for them to call people Satan, to call them Judas, to call them demon possessed. They're quick to say all of that, but yet none of them has picked up the phone to debate me. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like no,
I'm gonna share this video to the whole social media. So I know a lot of people. So
yeah.
they're gonna hear my story for sure.
Let's get it out there. Let's get it out there. I love it. Yolanda, once again, thank you. You did a great job, and I appreciate you, and looking forward to everything that you accomplish in your life. And to all the members that are watching, you guys are invited. If you want to tell your story, if you just have questions, if you just want to vent, we're here for you. And until next time, hope you enjoyed this episode of Defusing the WMSCOG.
You are the way, I'm only asking for guidance, so I am not led astray. Had some people in the church say they love me, then left me broken. Hypocrisy at its highest, by the fruit you will know them. I ain't saying that I'm perfect, I've had some people I've hurt and some bridges that I left burning. It took me some time to grow up, but who I am today can't be compared to the past me. There's life inside his word, as you pay for us.